Hi guys, it's Chris from St. Rose. Looking forward to seeing you all this Sunday for bowling at Fresenda Whitaker Lanes. We're going to meet here at the parish parking lot at 6:30. Bowling starts at 7, and remember to bring $10 along with you to bowl. I've taken a chance to step outside. It's a beautiful day. It looks like the heat has finally cut down a little bit. It's cooled off, and I really do love being outside. I know we've been in a heat wave, but it's a great opportunity to take a moment to just appreciate nature and appreciate all the gifts that God has given us in this world. When I was younger, my brother and I were both Boy Scouts, so we ended up both becoming Eagle Scouts. And throughout my whole teenage years, we'd go camping almost every weekend during the summer. Sometimes with friends of ours, sometimes with my dad, and sometimes just the two of us. And it really was a chance to just appreciate God's beauty. I didn't know what that was at the time, but I would just have these moments where you'd be surrounded by trees, crossing rivers, even going up to go over boulder paths in Washington State. And to see all of these things, and then there was something in my heart that would just sing, because I knew that this couldn't just be, random. And it would leave me with this sense of awe and wonder. When I got older and I was in college, I moved to Washington, D.C. To go to Catholic University of America, and you're in this big city, and I would walk down the streets and be filled with the same awe and wonder at these majestic buildings and the beauty that people were able to create. And I knew there was something there. Even though it was man-made, there was something that was different about this place, something that made my heart sing. And it took me a long time to realize what that was, and what it was that all of these things, be it creatures, be it trees and nature, be it the buildings that we build, they all in some way echo back to the beauty of God. That all of this is it's God's domain. And so one of my favorite theologians who I learned about when I was in my grad school days, his name is Gerard Manley Hopkins. He's a monk, and he's also a poet, and he wrote the grandeur of God is in all things. It's just a wonderful idea that everything echoes back to God, our Creator. And I think one of our most important parts of our faith that goes back to that is the Eucharist. The fact that our Lord, the Lord of the universe, who loves us so much, gives us the Eucharist, gives us himself in bread and wine. I mean, this is like the most completely defenseless thing that he could possibly do. We could choose to ignore it. We could choose to not go to Mass. We can choose to receive unworthily. And in all of that, he's there in bread and wine. All of his power, all of his glory, all of his majesty, there in simple bread and wine. And so I just want to encourage you to go to Mass this weekend and to take an opportunity to think about that. To when you're receiving the Eucharist, to think, Lord, you're there, you're present in that, and now you're inside of me. You're giving me an opportunity to have you inside of me. The amazing thing about our religion is that the Lord doesn't just call us to be good people. I mean, yes, that's essentially a good way to look at it, but moreover, he's calling us, he's saying to us, I am becoming bread and wine so that you can become more like me. I can go inside of you so that you, upon receiving me, can become more like me. Many of the other pagan religions talked about gods who acted a lot like humans. Instead, we have a God who says, no, I don't want you to stay the way you are. I want you as a human to become more like me. It's a very humbling thought, both in what he's done, but also in what it means for us. The amount of love that he has, that he loves us exactly where we are, but he loves us too much. He's not willing to leave us that way. If you get an opportunity this weekend, take a little bit of time before Mass. I encourage you all to go to Mass, and I hope to see you this Sunday night for bowling. A couple of other pieces to heads up for you. Next weekend, we have our first meeting for the Haunted House at 10:30 at the Youth Center. So if you're going to 9:30 Mass, come right over to the Youth Center when you're done. Otherwise, I hope to see you there, and I hope to see you this weekend. God bless, and happy Labor Day.